welcome back to part two. If you haven't seen part one, I recommend going back, but this is my Vegas vlog. Today we're going to cover Patek and Rolex. This is what I did on my second day. There is a still image here for a big reason. So the first one I went to was at the Wind Hotel, and there was one official dealer there. They're actually renovating the store. So they're in another area, but it's still, of course, official Rolex. And I came up to the woman standing there, the sales a lady, and I was wearing my Oyster Perpetual that I do own, and I've made many reviews on it. But she was complimenting the watch and everything, and I looked over, and there was literally two-toned 28 millimeter date just and one full gold. That is it. That was the only thing in the showcase. And I asked, I said, do you mind if I just take a picture um, for, a video or to send to a friend, I think I said. And she says, absolutely not. You are not allowed to take a picture for security reasons. And I'm like, yeah, somebody's going to go rob this particular Rolex dealer for three watches. I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. But of course, she follows rules. But at the same time, I was a little, I don't know. I ask every official dealer if I can film. They all say yes. This is the only one I've ever came where somebody said no. And I don't know. I didn't, wasn't really feeling like they were welcoming. But at the same time, they did compliment, I should say, my watch and a few other people were in the store. Actually, a guy was wearing a GMT and he said, nice watch. So that just shows you that the Oyster Perpetual I see is equal to the GMT in of course prestige, not complication. That's a whole different thing. But they are extremely hard to get. And I asked another official dealer, my personal one. I just filmed a hunt for steel, and he said that and well Daytona first, and then Oyster Perpetual are the most frequently asked watches, and I thought that was pretty amazing. But let's go into the rest. There was a Patek dealer in this Rolex area, so they're all in one area. And I didn't film anything else, but there was JLC, Hublot, of course. It wasn't very busy though. The rest of the IWC, Panerai, just every watch brand you can think of. So this is the second official dealer. They were much nicer, and it's a funny story because there's two official dealers that are owned by the same company. They said they have 26 official dealers around the country. They're mostly based in Chicago. I forgot the name, but most people will know because they are so big. This is the Caesar's Palace Mall, so this is now, a different hotel. And it was sort of funny because I was talking to the gentleman. This is their flagship store, and he says, "Yeah, we kicked Hyde Park out." And I started laughing because Hyde Park, they were the biggest jerks in all of my, I should say, watch. Every official dealer I went into, and that day, particularly, I was wearing an affordable watch, and they kind of looked down on it. And I don't think that's how anybody should be treated at any official dealer. Now, yes, I am wearing, the difference is I'm wearing an Oyster Perpetual to every one of these ones, a very in demand Oyster Perpetual, I should say. And maybe they treated me differently. But at the same time, I think if a person walked in, especially a younger guy, they wouldn't just, completely ignore them. I think they would talk to them for a bit. And of course, they told me in a million years, every official dealer I went to three, and two of them were in Caesar's Palace here. And they said not in a million years would they give uh, any sports model, and Oyster Perpetual in particular, because of course I was wearing it. They said we would never give an Oyster Perpetual to a non-client. You have to be a preferred client. No list, of course. There's if you find an official dealer with a list, you are very lucky. I would recommend getting on it. It does not matter if they say 5 years, 10 years, whatever. Just get on it and keep showing up to your AD. This one, they were pretty nice. I guess, of course, they had the watch. But going into the watch itself, I'm going to keep this a little shorter, this part. I should say part two. It is a beautiful watch. I believe, I don't think it's jellyfish. I forgot the actual strap, but it is not leather. Um, and it is very, very cool. I forgot. Comment down below if you do know the strap on that. It is diamonds on it, and it's not leather. I didn't get a chance to actually feel it. There is black diamonds all the way around the bezel, which is really cool, in my opinion. A little gaudy, and it is 36 millimeters. You do have a full diamond on the end link, and of course, inside is like zebra, I guess you could call it, pattern. It is a date just in white gold. Um, Pretty cool piece. Definitely one of the highlights of the trip. That doesn't mean that I guess it just shows that there is nothing there. So let's continue on. So this is a day date, of course, in platinum. Very, very cool. We got the factory diamonds on. This watch was the absolute king in the 1990s. Michael Jordan had this watch, not in the mother of pearl dial. And of course, this is a new piece. I mean, it's factory, brand new. He told me it's not that old. The other one, though, was given from a Chicago store. He told me, the salesman, and he said it was because they were moving one of the stores in Chicago and they had to ship out a watch, so they shipped him one of that one. And you can actually keep the factory stickers. They did discontinue that Datejust. This one though is not discontinued. As I said, it's platinum, and that is it. This is basically it. I'll show you on the last couple images of Patek Philippe, but this is it for Rolex. You are going to see a fantastic hunt for steel, and I probably have the most amazing individual collection of vintage Rolex, but that is coming out pretty soon. I do want to release that because I filmed that one today, and it's pretty incredible. So stay tuned for that. So Patek Philippe, pretty much nothing. They said Nautilus is a 3-year wait for any Nautilus for a Patek customer. They had a few watches actually, but all of these you will lose substantial amount of money when you buy, which there's nothing wrong about it, but that's why they're here. Some of them are pretty cool. I'm not familiar a lot about Patek Philippe because I went in. I do have to tell you though that they literally I was in the Patek store for maybe 8 minutes max. There was not one salesperson that came over. There was nobody. They acted like I didn't exist, and it wasn't just me. Another gentleman actually came into the Patek Philippe store. He looked around. There was nothing, of course, as I showed you. But that was it. I mean, there was no person coming over, and he was wearing a Pepsi, right? But they didn't care at all. And yeah, every Patek store I went to, there was no employees inside because, of course, it's part of Watches of Switzerland. I think that was the name of them. But yeah, so that's my story on Patek. Sorry you didn't get to see any Nautilus, but yeah, they're all pretty much sold out. So this a little treat for everybody who stayed on the video. There's this and one more Rolex. This is the Mother Pearl, Pearl Master. My bad, not Mother Pearl. It looks like an anniversary dial. I saw it for 2 seconds, but this is where I'm going to conclude the video. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm sorry I couldn't give you anything incredible. Of course, there's going to be no sport models here. They did sell a pre-owned section, so I might do that in a future video. Talk about the official dealers that sell pre-owned. That would seem a little interesting. And then here is the next one. This is with the bracelet. Very, very cool and just interesting piece. I believe this with the pearl dial. It looks almost white, but it's very nice. So that's where I'm going to leave it here. Of course, if you do want the Chanel chain giveaway, there's the 4 steps in the description below. Thank you, and I will catch you on the next one.